Welcome to the world of exploration. Welcome to the world of learning. Let's start exploring. Let's start learning. This is your very own educator, teacher, philosopher, guide, mentor, guru, friend, philosopher, one and all. And this is the one stop destination wherein we all can, connect with each other, bloom together, blossom together, and therefore form beautiful connections, right? So, in today's session, I'll be basically dealing with section A. So, I'll be taking up again in this session. I'm going to target the major areas that are of government exams, right? First and foremost. Secondly, whether it be any PGT, TGT related exams, whether it is for the SSSB or it is for DAB. So, all these key aspects and the key areas I will be covering all these aspects, right? So let's begin. What are we waiting for? Let's dive deep into the recesses and let's start learning, right? So the first section is section A, obviously. So, in this, I would be taking up British literature. So the Canterbury Tales is written in Middle English. Always remember that. Chaucer wrote in Middle English because Chaucer wrote the Canterbury Tales, and Chaucer used to make use of Middle English. So, right? So we have Old English, then we have Medieval English. So, right, according to the periods, like we have Anglo-Saxons, then we have Anglo-Normans, like that. So, that I have discussed in my previous videos. So you can just go and just have a look at it. For my paid students, I have discussed it. For the free batch students, because I'm taking both the sessions together, right? So I have to cater to my paid students as well. So whatever inquiries or whatever issues or whatever queries you have, you can just let me know in the comment section below. Both the paid ones and the free batch. So I would definitely be taking the queries of the paid batch on my app, and for the free course students watching on YouTube, you can comment in the comment section below in the chat box if you have any queries, right? So let's begin. So Shakespeare's last play is generally considered to be, so it's The Tempest. So The Tempest is considered to be Shakespeare's last play, right? Although it is debated, but still, The Tempest is considered to be his last play. Then My Own Heart Let Me More Have Pity On is by, so My Own Heart Let Me More Have Pity On is by Gerard Manley Hopkins. So it's by Hopkins, right? Remember that. Then we have Tess of the Urberville is by, it's by Thomas Hardy. So Thomas Hardy is very famous, right? So when we talk about Thomas Hardy, Tess of the Urbervilles, Urberville is by, it's by Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy, remember that. Thomas Hardy. Then and Gerard, you can you make use of in grammar, so you can remember through Gerard Manley Hopkins that he wrote, "My own heart, let me more have pity on." Then we have Bliss was it in that dawn to be alive refers to. So bliss, remember that. This is very, very important question. You should definitely not miss or skip this question. It's very important. Put a star, put it highlight it, do whatever you want to. Write down in the chat box. That is the best option that you guys can do or opt for, right? So bliss was it in that dawn to be alive. So this refers to the French Revolution, right? So herein we are talking about Wordsworth, right? And we are talking about French Revolution, right? Bliss was it in that dawn to be alive. That it was blissful, it was, majestic to be alive in the dawn of French Revolution, right? And with French Revolution, you have to associate Wordsworth, right? Then we come to the Victorian age. So Victorian age, when does it? What are the major pivotal years? So it spans from 1837 and it goes to and it ends at 1901. 1837 to 1901. This is the major framework, major period of Victorian age, right? Then Ulysses poem. Ulysses is a poem. Remember that. Some people have doubts, some children, you guys have doubts regarding Ulysses. So Ulysses is a poem. It's an epic poem, right? So Ulysses poem is written by Tennyson, right? It's written by Tennyson. Far from the madding crowd is set in, so far from the madding crowd, it is set in Wessex, right? It is set in Wessex. Then the wasteland begins with, how does the wasteland begin? It begins with, it is written by T.S. Eliot, right? Remember, see, you have to correlate. You have to, connect the dots so that, you can remember more. This way you will be able to remember and recollect easily. So if you draw connections, right? Yeah. So the wasteland begins with, April is the cruelest month. April is the cruelest month. Clear? Which surely it is not. So then we have the 11th question. The primary technique in stream of consciousness is, so when we talk about stream of consciousness, you might have heard, you might have come across in psychology, in English, in the novels, in the, in the way writers used to write. Some writers made use of this technique called stream of consciousness, and one of the writers being Virginia Woolf, right? So she actually made use of stream of consciousness. So who wrote the primary technique in stream of consciousness is interior monologue. So it is all about interior monologue, the way you say things, right? So we have dramatic monologue, we have interior monologue. Please do research and write in the comment section below. I want to see the comments in the comment section below. What do you mean by dramatic monologue? How is it different from interior monologue? Are the same? Are they different? Just do that research, right? Then, who wrote She Stoops to Conquer? Who wrote She Stoops to Conquer? Oliver Goldsmith, right? Oliver Goldsmith wrote She Stoops to Conquer. Clear? Then, The Rape of the Lock is written in, so The Rape of the Lock is written in heroic couplets. Now you have to know what do you understand by iambic pentameter, what do you understand by couplets, what do you understand by uh, heroic couplets, right? So what do you understand by rhymed meter, what do you understand by stress syllable? Do the research and let me know in the comment section below, what do you understand by all these terminologies that I've made use of, right? Is that clear? Then, so The Rape of the Lock is written in heroic couplet. The subtitle of Pride and Prejudice is, it's a tricky question. There's no subtitle in Pride and Prejudice, which is written by Jane Austen, right? I'm just giving you hints so that in some of the questions, easy ones, so that, you at least understand and you just take, you it's like a game, so that it appears like a game that you can do it too, right? So I'm giving you the responses or answers for the simpler questions, but if you trust me guys, if you take out the responses or if you try to do the research for the difficult ones, you will gain confidence, right? And then you can just do or crack any exam. Ode on a Grecian urn ends with ode honor. Remember that we're not talking about a thing of beauty over here. Some students, some candidates, some children some of you guys, you are in, and some of you get confused when I say that. So see, ode on a Grecian urn ends with beauty is truth, truth, beauty. Beauty is truth, truth, beauty, right? So herein we are talking about Ode on a Grecian Urn, which is written by Keats. This was your homework, but I told you, right? So you have to do your homework honestly. When I'm saying homework, so whatever I have told you to do, that kind of research, it's your homework, right? Then we have the character Eustacia Y appears in The Return of the Native. So the character of Eustacia Y appears in The Return of the Native, right? Return of the Native. Then we have the child is the father of man, expresses continuity of experience. So the child is the father of the man, right? It refers to the continuity of experience. Then A Doll's House is written by Henrik Ibsen. A Doll's House is written by Ibsen. Henrik Ibsen. Then Tiger, Tiger, Burning Bright uses alliteration, right? The what do you understand by alliteration? How do you comprehend when you read the term alliteration? So alliteration is basically the repetition of consonant sounds. Remember that, right? The writer associated with the movement 1950s is Philip Larkin. Right? Then we have section B, American literature. The Road Not Taken is written by Robert Frost. This is very easy. It's very simple. You all must have read in your school, during your school times, right? So Robert Frost. Then we have the novel Moby Dick. It's by Herman Melville. Herman Melville. Moby Dick is by Herman Melville, right? Then the Harlem Renaissance involved African American cultural movement. African American cultural movement, right? Harlem Renaissance, African American cultural movement. So it's the blend of African as well as American. That's the Harlem movement. Oh, sorry, Harlem Renaissance, right? Then Walt Whitman's poetry is in free verse. So, like I told you in my previous session, Paradise Lost is in free verse. Similarly, yeah, free verse also you guys have to look up, right? That's your homework. So, in a similar fashion, we get to see that how what what was I saying? Yeah, Walt Whitman's poetry is also in free verse, right? Oh, sorry, Paradise Lost is in unrhymed, yeah, is in unrhymed, iambic, unrhymed, oh, is in blank verse. Yeah, so it is in blank verse. Yeah, I got confused. Yeah, so the Scarlet, sorry, it's in blank verse. Yeah. So White Whitman's poetry is in free verse. Clear? So the scarlet letter symbolizes sin, guilt, redemption. When we talk about scarlet letter, it symbolizes sin, guilt, redemption. Hemingway's style is known for iceberg theory. Now, this is very different. This might be different for some of you. For me also, it's something new, right? So, Hemingway's style is known for, when we talk about Hemingway, Hemingway's style is known for iceberg theory. Hemingway just you can have a vivid, we all have vivid imagination, so we can just imagine it in a vivid manner, in a vivid sense. That Hemingway was feeling very cold, so iceberg theory. You can derive it from there, right? Um, who wrote The Old Man and the Sea? Hemingway. So Hemingway wrote Old Man and the Sea, right? Then Arthur Miller's The Crucible is about Salem with Salem witch trials. So Arthur Miller's The Crucible is about Salem witch trials. All right. Emily Dickinson's poetry. Sorry, guys. Emily Dickinson's poetry features dashes and unconventional capitalization. Just give me a moment. Emily Dickinson's poetry features dashes and unconventional capitalization, right? So we can actually see or view dashes and unconventional capitalization. For example, if I'm writing down um, S as small, U as capital, K as small, R as small, I is small, T is small. Again, the at the end, I is capital. So this is unconventional capitalization, right? So dashes and unconventional capitalization. Emily Dickinson's poetry features dashes and unconventional capitalization. The Great Gatsby is set in 1920s America, right? So the Great Gatsby, when we talk about it, is very, very, very major work um, of American literature, and it belongs to the age of jazz, right? So jazz age was basically a major age, right? So just give me a second. Wait, just give me a second. Yeah. So the Great Gatsby, it's basically set in 1920s 1920s, so the period was jazz age, and it was set in America, right? It's a major work. By whom? Write it down in the comment section. Of Mice and Men is by Steinbeck. So Of Mice and Men is by Steinbeck. Stein is by Stein, Stein, right? Beck. Steinbeck. Then we have Beloved deals with slavery and trauma. It's written by whom? Let me know in the comment section below. Beloved deals with slavery. Beloved. As the name suggests, beloved. You might think that it's about two lovers, right? Or there's a love triangle, or anything of that sort. That there's a love equation, right? So, is it? Is it like that? Is the plot like that? If it is, then can we say you might have read about the second sex and all that stuff, right? All these things wherein we talk about the feminist movement, wherein we deal with the feminist literature, right? So can we say that uh, slavery is something that or see wherein men are the masters and females are the slaves. Can we say that? Can we say that they can be the central issues? Can we say that? Can we? Yes, we can say that. So slavery, and along with slavery, what would come? So if somebody is treated as a slave or is kept as a slave, even in Waiting for Godot for that matter, you could find how slavery was a major theme, right? How one acts as a master in Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, also in your school, you must have studied about that how women were treated as slaves, as and husbands were their masters. They treated, masters again, showcasing as if they were there in the circus, and they were the ones who had the control and who had the uh, uh, who could control them. So, who could control the women? Who could control the slaves? Women were treated as slaves. So, slavery and trauma, Toni Morrison, right? Beloved. Then I celebrate myself and sing myself. I celebrate myself and sing myself. Um, is from Song of Myself. So I celebrate myself, I sing myself. So obviously, sing word is there. So song, it would what would be the title? It would be Song of Myself. I sing of myself. I sing of my. I celebrate myself and I sing of myself. So Song of Myself, right? Then Huckleberry Finn's author is Mark Twain. Huckleberry Finn's author is Mark Twain, right? Then, Death of a Salesman criticizes the American dream. So, in America, we talked about Jazz Age, we talked about um, recent now only in this video I talked about the Jazz Age, and I talked about the 1920s and how the Great Gatsby was very important. No, it was a very important critical work in the Jazz Age. Similarly, we get to see the American dream, which is very important for the Americans, because they're from therein they actually sort of try to revive and to make a kind of a custom, or to have a free or freedom, to have a kind of a free and uh not being uh not having any sort of responsibility, just just chilling, just having a gala time. So it is that kind of a generation. Then, so Death of Salesman criticizes the American dream. Death of Salesman, it criticizes, right? Then we come on to section C, Indian writing in English, right? The guide is written by Arkin Narayan. Arundhati Roy won the Booker Prize for The God of Small Things. The God of Small Things, right? Arundhati Roy, The God of Small Things. Remember, it's very important. Mulkraj Anand's writing focuses on social realism. So whenever we talk about Mulkraj Anand, his writings focuses on Mulkraj Anand, social realism, social realism. Midnight's Children is by Salman Rushdie. Midnight's Children is by Salman Rushdie. Harum and the Sea of Stories is a political allegory. Harum and the Sea of Stories. You just see? Sea of Stories. Wow, what a wonderful uh, title. So, Harum, from the word Harum, you can just remember that harna nahi hai. You don't have to lose, right? So, it is related to political allegory, right? Uh, who wrote Clear Light of Day? It's Anita Desai. Who wrote Clear Light of Day? It is Anita Desai. A.K. Ramanujan is known for poetry and translations. A.K. Ramanujan. A.K. Ramanujan is known for poetry and translations. Clear? Who wrote Clear Light of the Day? As I have mentioned as I mentioned before, it is written by it is written by Anita Desai, right? It is written by Anita Desai. Clear Light of the Day. When you see the clear light, right, of it's the clear light of the day. So Anita Desai, written by a woman, written by a female, right? Then the poem Night of the Scorpion, which is again most of the children might have done it in their schools, like it might be included in the school curriculum. So it is Night of the Scorpion is by Nizam Ezekiel. Then Kamala Das writes primarily about female identity and emotion. So Kamala Das is basically dealing with identity, female identity and emotion, right? Then The White Tiger exposes class divide and corruption. The White Tiger. The White Tiger exposes class divide and corruption, right? Class divide and, for example, you have the zebra crossing. So it is dividing, right? For example, you have black, white, black, white, black, white. So it divides, the area, and it is meant for people to easily cross the road. So it is acting as a kind of a divide, wherein the traffic would stop, wherein the cars, trucks, everything, all the vehicles would stop, and people will cross, right? So it's meant for safety. So this thing is for the white tiger is for class divide and for corruption, right? Corruption is a negative one, but class divide, you can remember it like that. Then Tagore's Gitanjali is written in prose poems or free verse, right? So Tagore's Gitanjali, Rabindranath Tagore's Gitanjali, is written in prose poems or free verse, right? Then Raja Rao's speciality is in Indian themes in Western narrative styles. Raja Rao's specialty. Raja Rao was also in history books also, like for example in my curriculum in history books also we read about Raja Rao and his you know fight for the rights. So whether it be for women and whether it be for anyone, so Raja Rao was a significant figure and played a crucial role, right? So Indian themes and Western narrative style he dealt with. His specialty was that. Then Train to Pakistan is by Khushan Singh. Again, Train to Pakistan, when you read, it's so Train to Pakistan is by Khushan Singh. It's a very famous work of his, right? Then we have Mahesh Dattani is known for modern Indian drama. Mahesh Dattani is known for modern Indian drama. Modern Mahesh Dattani, right? Modern, MM stands for like Mahesh, modern. However, so Mahesh modern Indian drama. As the name is Indian, so Mahesh modern Indian drama. Dattani, D, Mahesh Dattani, D, right? Dattani, D from Dattani and D from drama. So modern English drama, right? Then we have Girish Karnad's Tughlaq, we all know it's a historical play, right? Then section D, grammar. She said, I can swim. She said that she could swim. She said, I could swim. Obviously, it would, when we will correct the indirect speech, it would be, she said that she could swim. Identify the error. Neither of the two girls are ready. Neither the two girls is ready, right? Neither of the two girls is ready. Passive form. Who wrote this letter? By whom was this letter wrote? Who wrote this letter? Who wrote this letter? By whom was this letter written? Synonym of ephemeral, short-lived. Ephemeral means short-lived, right? Antonym of opaque, transparent. Opaque means the antonym is the opposite of the word, right? So for example, opaque means something that is not something that is not transparent. So the opposite would be transparent. So opaque, transparent. Antonym means the a word having the same meaning, right? Another word having the same meaning. So for ephemeral, it would be short-lived. One word for one who speaks less, that would be taciturn or tacti, or no, it would be taciturn. Yeah. So taciturn, one word for who speaks less. So one who speaks less, we often tend to call that person an introvert, right? But one word for one who speaks less would be taciturn, right? Taciturn, taciturn. He is junior than me. You have to correct it. He's junior. Not, you will not make use of then. You will make use of to. He's junior to me. He's junior to me. She is junior to me. Right? She prevented me dash going. She prevented me from going. The news is good. The news dash good. The news is good. Correct spelling for accommodate, it would be ACCOMMADATE. Meaning of the idiom bring to light means reveal. Bring to light that you're, please bring this issue, please bring this issue to light. That means to highlight something, right? To reveal something. Remove to, TOO, dot dot dot, to TO, right? So he was too tired to walk. He was so tired that he could not walk. Right form of verb, neither of the boys dash absent. Neither of the boys is absent. Now this might baffle you, but you will make use of is, right? You have to understand the rules, the norms of grammar. Phrasal verb call off means cancel. Do away with this. Error. He is my cousin brother. He is my cousin brother. So uh, say he's my cousin. Not, don't make use of he's my cousin brother. She is my cousin sister. No. Cousin means cousin. So he is my cousin. She's my cousin, right? The committee have decided error should be singular has. The committee has decided error. So you have to find out the error. So error would be the committee have decided. Would it be have decided? The committee has decided, right? Unless members act individually. So it should be singular, that is has. Unless members act individually. Unless members A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, X, Y, Z, they're acting differently. Then scarcely had he left when it rained. Replace when with then. So you have to replace when with then. Scarcely had he left, uh, then it rained. Scarcely had he left, then it rained. Right? Correct modal, you dash obey your parents. It should be you should obey your parents. You definitely should obey. Gosh, you should definitely obey your parents. You should definitely obey your teachers. You should definitely obey your gurus. You should definitely obey your preachers. You should definitely obey your elders. You should definitely obey your grandparents, right? Or you should definitely obey your parents, right? So no sooner did he arrive, it began to rain. No sooner did he arrive, then it began to rain. No sooner did he arrive, then it began to rain. Then I'll be covering linguistics in my next session. So for now, I'll be taking this session, my paid batch session, further. For YouTube session, I'll be uploading for linguistics part on in my next video whenever I get free from my paid batch. So then I can simultaneously take for them as well, because then revision for them would be done for the paid batch students. So yeah, uh, for now I'll be teaching them, and then I'll be doing revision with you lot. And along with my paid batch students. So if you want to enroll, just call us on the number and reach out to us, and you can either opt for silver, gold, or platinum, whichever course you feel comfortable with, right? This is Sukriti Joshi signing off. Namaste, Radhe Radhe, Jai Shri Krishna. Namaste.